Things from Jobsite India. World top news. A new initiative from our end. You are gonna get news about political, business, science and technology, entertainment, sports, and some other miscellaneous news too. So, hope you will enjoy. So, without further delay, let's start our first slide. Ethiopia's Tigray crisis. UN chief says there is a famine. Even humanitarian chief Mark Lowcock has said there is a famine in northern Ethiopia after the release of a UN backed analysis of the situation. There is a famine now, he said, adding, this is going to get a lot worse. The study found that 350,000 people were living in severe crisis in the war torn Tigray region. Tigray has been devastated by fighting between government forces and rebels, with 1.7 million people displaced since fighting began in November 2020. Let's move to our next slide, please. G7, UK and US have an indestructible relationship, PM says. The alliance between the US and the UK should be known as the indestructible relationship. Boris Johnson has told the BBC after meeting US President Joe Biden for the first time. He said, terrific talks with Mr. Biden, who has traveled to Cornwall for the GS Summit for World Leaders. The summit begins later with vaccines and climate change on the agenda. Mr. Johnson insisted the US President had not rebuked him over post Brexit tension in Northern Ireland. Let's move to our next slide, please. Central Park concert. Events citywide to celebrate New York opening. New York City, New York. An expected August concert is planned to mark the end of the COVID lockdowns. As part of the events to celebrate the reopening of New York City, the Central Park concert will include an undisclosed lineup of major musical artists to celebrate the return of city life. Of note, local media reported that the concert will have vaccinated and unvaccinated sections, with about 70% of tickets going to those who have been vaccinated. Let's move to our next slide, please. Memorial to D-Day British soldiers dedicated on 77th anniversary. Ver-sur-Mer, France. A memorial to the 22,442 British soldiers who died on D-Day and in the months afterwards in Normandy was dedicated on Sunday, the 77th anniversary of D-Day. For the second year, attendance at the D-Day commemoration was limited due to the COVID pandemic. Allied troops crossed the English Channel to invade Nazi occupied Europe on 6 June 1944, and it is believed 4,414 Allied soldiers died on the first day of the assault. Let's move to our next slide, please. Russia to sell spy satellite to Iran, giving Tehran sharper eyes in the sky. Washington. Russia is preparing to supply Iran with an advanced satellite system that will give Tehran an unprecedented ability to track potential military targets across the Middle East and beyond. Current and former US and Middle Eastern officials briefed on details of the arrangement say the plan would deliver to the Iranians a Russian made Canopus V satellite equipped with a high resolution camera that would greatly enhance Iran's spying capabilities. Let's move to our next slide, please. Christchurch mosque attack film will focus on heroes, says producer. Christchurch. The New Zealand producer of a film about the aftermath of the Christchurch mosque attacks has defended it against accusations of white saviorism, saying it will instead acknowledge a host of heroes. The film, They Are Us, a step to star Australian actress Rose Byrne as New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and has been built as an inspirational story about the young leader's response to the tragic events. It will follow Ardern in the week after the attacks as she helps rally the country behind her message of compassion and unity. Let's move to our next slide, please. Malaysian king steps up to tackle COVID crisis as political unrest mounts. Singapore. The Malaysian king and the heads of the country's 8 other royal families will hold a special conference of rulers next week as calls grow for the resumption of parliament in a nation battling a surging COVID wave. The Southeast Asian nation has since January been under a state of emergency invoked by King Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmed at the urging of Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin to deal with the pandemic. Let's move to our next slide, please. Plastic from takeout food is polluting the oceans. Study. Plastic from takeout and convenience food is littering rivers and oceans, but straws are not the worst offenders, according to a new study. Scientists analyzed global inventories cataloging more than 12 million pieces of litter found in and around river, oceans, shorelines, and the seafloor. They found 8 out of 10 items listed were made of plastic, and 44% of this plastic litter related to takeout, food, and drinks. Single use bottles, food containers, and wrappers, and plastic bags made up the biggest share. Let's move to our next slide, please. Backlash against frightening tests on whales. An international group of scientists has called on Norway to halt plans for acoustic experiment on minke whales. They say the process of capturing the animals and subjecting them to noise will be stressful and frightening. The project, the largest of its kind ever attempted, is due to begin and day now. The Norwegian authorities say the aim is to get a better understanding of the levels of noise pollution what whales can hear. The experiments will take place in the remote Lofoten Island. Let's move to our next slide, please. UEFA Euro 2020 set to start. All you need to know about delayed tournament. Euro 2020 gets underway on Friday, and what was already going to be a unique tournament will be notable for several other reasons too. The competition keeps its name even though it was delayed for a year because of the COVID 19 pandemic. It will now run from 11 June to 11 July 2021 across 11 countries, separated by 4,766 kilometers. It is the first major men's tournament for Scotland since 1998, while England could have home advantage in nearly every game and Wales are their second Euros in a row. England and Scotland, who are in the same group, are two of the host countries in the first European Championship to be held across the continent. Let's move to our next slide, please. Thanks for watching till end. You are kindly requested to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for latest updates. Till our next video, to take care of yourself and have a great moment ahead. Thank you once again.